Hi, if you like the video, please remember to subscribe. Hi, I'm Rob from robnunphoto.com, and this is a bit of a quick update on my review of my Google Galaxy Nexus Android phone, which I've had for almost a year now. I think I got it back in March 2012, so I thought it'd be a good time to kind of look at what I've thought of the phone over the last year, because it's still a phone that's widely available, and whether it might be the right Android phone for you, or smartphone for you, as the case may be. So now a year old, I mean, how is it held up physically? And I'd like to say very well. It's lived most of its life in a case, just a rather cheap case that I got from eBay, that recently gave up the ghost. So I've been just having it in my pocket recently. It's just got a few marks on the side there. Rather pleasingly, there are no marks around the camera lens, which on my old HTC Desire got terribly marked around there. Basically meant that the photos sort of became all soft, but that this must be made of slightly harder plastic, because that's held up very well indeed. And the front screen is great. What was unusual about the Galaxy Nexus when it came out is that, I don't know whether you can actually see on the video, but it does have a slightly curved screen as well. I was also a little bit nervous about when it first came out about the size, because it's a very large phone, but you know, that has just turned out to be a real bonus. I love the size of it now. True, if you're texting and stuff, it can be a little bit fiddly to do it with one hand, and often you'll end up doing it with two fingers. But it's a great size, and in fact, when you compare like the Galaxy Nexus to phones like the new the Note 2, it seems quite small indeed. So bigger is better. So what I thought I'd do, I've kind of put a collection of my favourite kind of apps that I use regularly onto this part of the home screen, and we'll kind of go through them and look at them, and maybe you'll think, oh right, yeah. I mean, one of the biggest changes with phones like the Galaxy Nexus and the latest Google phones, Samsung phones, all the Android devices with the Jelly Bean on and Ice Cream Sandwich, is it's an incredibly snappy, fast operating system, and equal to or better than iOS on the Apple phones. I have never got a chance to play with the Windows phones, so I don't know what they're like, but it's very, very impressive, very, very fast. There's hundreds of thousands of apps now available on the Android marketplace, or Google Play as it's now called. And it really is a mature operating system, and there's more and more of these phones coming out all the time. So I think if you were to choose between, you know, an Android and an iPhone, or a Windows mobile phone, or even the new BlackBerry 10s, you know, just go into the phone shops and have a play, or have a play with the phones that your friends have. But I don't think you can really go wrong with Android, because it's based on like an open operating system from Google, and it really is very good indeed. So let's get down to the nitty-gritty. So the first thing, one of the reasons why I bought the Android phone, a new one, was because I wanted a better camera. So how have I got on with the camera in the Galaxy Nexus? Well, to be honest, it is a nice camera. It does take nice pictures when you're outside or in lots and lots of bright sunlight. I haven't been that impressed with the inside photos. I just don't know really what I've got. I use the camera not only for sort of taking photos of stuff, but also for making visual notes as well. But inside, not that great. I mean, still very, very good. But I have had a play with one of the Samsung Galaxy Note 2s, and the camera on that did seem appreciably better inside, a little bit crisper. So, you know, the jury's out on the camera, really. It's better than the old HTC One, the HTC Desire I had, but it isn't like the groundbreaker that I hoped it would be. I mean, it hasn't kind of replaced my SLR as my camera of choice, but I guess that would be a little bit too much to hope for. However, something that is very, very good indeed is Snapseed, which is the a free photo editing app from Nik, which is who are now owned by Google, and this means that you can do the most unbelievably good edits to your photos, everything from really grungy looking photos like that to subtle black and whites and subtle colour conversions. You can do proper straightening, and everything is in glorious full resolution as well. If you look at my YouTube stream of videos, you'll find I've already done a review of Snapseed, but let's just say that it is a very, very good app indeed. Google Maps, what can I say? Excellent navigation aid. It's always there at your fingertips. It kind of brings up a bit of a point, actually, more to do with the data plan I'm on more than anything. The fact that when I upgraded my phone, I went for, I think my phone cost me £21 a month, and I got the phone for free. That's for 2 years, but I only get 500 megabytes worth of data, 100 minutes worth of talking, and I think I get 300 text messages. Text messages is fine, but the data at 500 meg and the phone calls at 100 minutes, I think is a little, I under-egged that a little bit, and I kind of wish now that I'd maybe spent a little bit more and got perhaps a gig of data. That would easily do it, and probably 300 minutes worth of calling time as well, because that would definitely do it as well. And something like Maps is quite data hungry if you're using it a lot, but as an app, the fact that in your pocket you've got a three-dimensional GPS navigator that you can use for your car you're walking. One thing that does kind of isn't quite good about the app is the fact that it does require data. You can download routes now, but if you're doing something ad hoc, if you haven't got a data connection, that could be a problem. And also the fact that sometimes it is a little bit slow with the turning things, when you're in the car and it says turn left onto, and you're already on top of the road kind of thing, so that's a bit annoying. But overall, I mean, for a free app and the fact you've got it on your phone, it is pretty marvellous. Now, Aldeco, this is really good. I use my phone an awful lot for reading books, and you may think, well, isn't the screen a little bit too small? And you probably won't be able to see it in the video very well, but in fact, even with sort of these basic books here, it is very, very readable. And then if you go to kind of landscape format, you can make things a lot bigger. And my e-reader of choice at the moment is Aldeco, because I think it does PDFs and a few other formats as well, and it also remembers where you were. It just seemed to worked well. There was an update to the Adobe Reader, which meant that it started to forget what page you were on, which was no good for books. But as a little, would I ever consider getting something like a Kindle for reading books now? I'd say no, I'd just definitely use my phone because the screen's big enough. Movie Studio, now this is quite interesting. This is kind of related to the video camera on the Galaxy Nexus, and this is something that has been a little bit disappointing really, because what I found is that for some unbeknown reason, if you go on the internet and you do look at things, it does come up quite a lot. When you're doing a recording a video, and then you come to edit it later, whether it be using the built-in app, which is surprisingly powerful, or something on your computer, on your laptop or your desktop, you get sync issues between the audio and the video, which is a real pain, and it's not easily rectified. So it's kind of a bit of a thumbs down, that, because I was really hoping to record lots of video on my phone. And in fact, I've actually gone back to using the camera that I'm using to record this video now, which is a little Canon, I think it's an A120 or something, camera. So yeah, disappointing the fact that you get these sync issues. Maybe it's something very simple that I can sort out, and if anybody knows a simple answer, put it in the post below the video on YouTube, and I'll have a look at it. Because when I first started taking videos that basically didn't involve me in front of the camera talking, and they were just of things like cars and test videos, it wasn't an issue because you didn't notice the sync difference. But when my lips aren't in sync with the sound that's coming through the speakers, it's very annoying indeed. And in fact, if you look at some of my reviews on YouTube, there's a few of them which I have recorded with the Galaxy Nexus where it is considerably out of sync, so that's not too good. Now this is interesting here, IP cam viewer. If you don't know, you see me waving my hand. I've just put my just to the right of the fireplace. I've been sent a WatchBot, which is an IP cam, which is basically like a surveillance camera that you can connect to your Wi-Fi network, which you can then control via your laptop, or as you can see here now, I can control it via my phone. Can you see? I don't know how we'll be able to see that on the video, but this is basically our dining room. There's the mirror, there's the fireplace, that's my back there. If I'll just turn around now so you can let me sort my hair. There we go. And this is amazing, you know, the fact that you can control a camera over the internet, so no matter where I am, as long as I've got internet connection either via the phone network or via a wireless network, I can sort of use this free app and move this camera around. Very good indeed. However, where you are on your data connection rather than on a free Wi-Fi connection, it does chew up quite a lot of data. You do have to be very careful. Now I'm just going to take a sip of my coffee because it's 10 at night and I think I need a bit of fuel to keep on going. So that's a really interesting use for the camera. A really very interesting use for the phone. What have we got next? Probably two of the most common apps I look at. One is Gumtree. I think this might just be UK, but it's a bit like eBay, but really for local ads. So what you do is you can set your location, say to Hampshire, and then you can go stuff that's for sale, and of course I'll go down to TV cameras. Here we go, digital cameras, and then give it a second or two, and then we've got all these wonderful bargains that will come up. Anyway, what we've got, Nikon D60. Let's see what this comes with. Nikon D60, good condition, comes with case and charger. D60 1855 kit. Ooh, very good. So I use that app quite a lot, looking at different things, for photography things for sale. And then next to it, you've kind of got the eBay app, which again is, you know eBay. I've got my save searches in here. Let's have a look. Film camera, vintage camera, old camera, flash meter. Let's have a look for vintage camera. See what comes up, and there we go. So you can obviously use the mobile internet versions of these sites, but you tend to find that the apps are more suited to the smaller screen real estate that you get with your phone. And then next to it, these two little ones here are cache converters. And these basically are little bookmarks that take me straight to sites. So cache converters is like a trade-in. Do you call them pawn shops in America? Not pawn as in P-O-R-N, but P-A-W-N. And what you can do here is that basically they sell second-hand goods that people have taken in to cash in for money. And there's that one, and then another one I look at quite regularly is the Oxfam online shop, because they have lots of cameras on there as well. Just to see what's round and about, any bargains that might pop up. The old Wi-Fi is going a bit slow today. Let's have a look. There we go. So as you can see, these are, again, this is using the built-in internet browser. I still use the kind of the stock one that comes with it rather than Chrome, but Chrome works great as well. And then obviously you get all your and on both apps, the internet browser and the Chrome browser, you do get all your bookmarks come across as well. And I guess while we've sort of come down to the bottom of the list, down here, as you can see, you can move through your home screens to pick your apps. Down here, at the bottom, we've got your common apps that are always there. So I've got my internet browser is the little blue one, my text messaging is there. That middle one brings up all your apps, so you can choose them. Obviously, you've got your home button there, camera, and to make a phone call, which is very very good. Speakers sometimes can be a little bit quiet on phone calls when you're doing it in loudspeaker mode. And then along the bottom you've got your back button, your home button, and it's like the list of open programs or recently used programs button, which is kind of like those little rectangles. And these are soft buttons, they're not hard buttons, so when you move the that's a bad example. If we go into an app, eBay, something like that. See, they're at the bottom there. Don't know if you can see them, but if I turn it round, they're at the side there, and if it's upside down, are you going to do it? well, this app probably, but it depends on the app, but they would then appear on the other side. So, and being soft buttons, they can be wherever. And at first I thought, oh, I'll miss having proper buttons on the bottom, but you don't, and there's nothing to wear out there either. And one of the most useful buttons is the recently for open apps button there, which you press, and I guess it's a bit like the that bar you get on the bottom of Macs, isn't it, where you have all your apps and you can go through all your recent ones. And I use this all the time. Instead of kind of scrolling through your home screen looking for your apps or looking through all of these, you just hit that button there and all your recently open ones are there, which is your most common ones that you're using anyway, and it's a very fast way to flip between them. And you can also, if one of them's, I don't know, hogging memory, not that you ever really worry about that, but you can hold it and you can zip it off and do stuff like that. And while we're on it, actually, they've kind of changed the way that you can do the settings, and the fact that you have this wonderful notification screen now where you've got your time, the fact that I've got some email message, but it gives you details about them, voicemail, some apps that have been updated. And then if you press up here, you've got control over brightness. We go into the settings, quickly go into airplane mode. So we can go to settings now and change things. It's all very intuitive and easy to get at. So the actual functioning of the software is very good. Now, moving on to sort of the apps I use lots of again, we've got Podkick and Play Music. Podkick has really become a replacement for my iPod. I've got an old iPod Nano, as my, not for my music, but just for my podcast that I listen to, because it's very, very simple. You just search for a podcast, you create a new channel. It's not automatic because this is the free version of Podkick, but basically you update it and then you go into, I don't know, photography tips from the shop floor, and it tells you what's there. If you see an episode that's later, you can then choose to download it or look at it, stream it if you like. And then you've got my downloads, which I can then add to my player and then watch them. It's a really simple, lightweight app, but it does what it wants to do, and it means that I can make sure it will only download when I want it to, which is when I'm on a Wi-Fi network rather than over my data connection. Now, Google Play Music is again a Google app that's directly related to Google Play Music, funnily enough, which, if you haven't heard about it yet, is a free service where if you've got a free Google account, a Gmail account, you can upload up to 20,000 songs for free, and then you can then access those songs on your laptop or whatever via the internet or on your phone over Wi-Fi, or you can choose to download particular songs should you like it onto your phone and keep them permanently as well. And it really is very, very cool indeed, and it is very, very free, which is even better. So those two apps there, Google Play Music and Podkick, have kind of replaced my need to have an iPod and use iTunes, which is always very good. Moving on up, we have WhatsApp here, which is a great little free messenger, which I use with Suzanne an awful lot. Just come out of it. Hopefully it wasn't too many personal messages on that. I'll have to review that on the video. Yeah, great free messenger, an alternative to text messaging, and over data, of course, it's free. Then we have Google Tasks. So Google Tasks is a part of Gmail, and this is just a a hot link, if you like. It's a hyperlink, a bookmark to the Google Tasks, but it's very clever the way they've done it on the internet. I'm kind of expecting them to bring out a Google Tasks app. There are various non-Google ones that you can download, but the web version is good enough. And again, it's just a simple to-do manager where you can have all your items and you can tick them off, and you can have lots of different task lists. Lots simpler than something like Evernote or SpringPad. I mean, I do use SpringPad, but this is the one thing that I've got on my laptop and I've got on my phone, and it's simple. It doesn't get too complicated, and that's what I really quite like about that as well. So we've got tasks, and then finally, as you can see there, I just thought I'd put these together in like a folder, because you do have folders. So as you see, these are individual apps and bookmarks, but that one you tap onto it, and then we've got 4 things in there. We've got Gmail, obviously, the YouTube player, which is very good, and on the big screen the videos look great. In fact, let's go in there and play one. What have we got? Let's see what pops up. YouTube channel feed. There we go. What have we got? Let's just play a video so you can just kind of see what it looks like in full screen mode. Again, the Wi-Fi's a bit slow too. I think Oliver's on Call of Duty or something upstairs. Let's see what pops up. Just turn the sound up a bit. It really does. It looks really good on this nice big screen. It is eminently watchable as long as you've got a good Wi-Fi or data connection and your son isn't blasting people on Call of Duty. You know, I mean, look, it looks beautiful, doesn't it? So let's come out of that. And then we've got Google Calendar, or the Calendar app anyway. Again, I use that for my appointments. Google Reader. If you're not into RSS, you know, you might not appreciate it, but it's a way of having all the favourite content from your favourite sites delivered straight to your phone so you can read it. Really, really good piece of software, nice and simple. And what else have we got? And Drive, Google Drive, which again is part of the free experience of having a Google account, where you can write and store lots of different types of documents on the web, and collaborate with people as well. So an example of that might well be, if I go into Shared with Me, we've got stuff. See these ones here. This is Oliver's kind of homework, where he's been writing stuff on his laptop. He then shares it with me, and I can go in and I can have a look at it, help him with grammar or spelling or ideas. And as I'm editing the document here on my phone or on my laptop, it's immediately the changes are coming up on his document as well, and it is amazing. It's kind of it's what Google Wave was going to be, I think, before and they've included all the Google Wave stuff into Google Drive now, and you can access it from any of your devices for free, and it's just brilliant. It's the way ahead, really. You know, instead of storing all your documents, all your word processor documents, or your spreadsheets on a computer, on your local hard drive, you store them in the web so you can share them and edit them with people. So there we go. That's the Galaxy Nexus. A kind of a quick review. A year in, I mean, I'm really happy with the phone. I wish the battery life was a bit longer, but that goes for all smartphones. At least I could, if I wanted to, buy an extra battery and then fit it when that one's out. I wish the camera was a little bit better, but it's more than good enough for in a phone. I would like the video to sync, the sound with the lips of people. That would be really good. But overall, I've really enjoyed owning this phone, and I will have it for another year. And I can even see me after a year, unless something very special comes out, probably not updating it, going over to a cheaper plan where I get more data, more minutes, but because I already own the phone, and carrying on using it for a long while. Because although it does only have 16, I think it's 16 gigabytes of internal memory, because you use things like Google Music, Google Play Music, because you use things like Google Drive to store your documents, you don't use it up that much at all. And I don't really need any more than that. So overall, there we go. The Samsung Galaxy Nexus Google Android smartphone. I'm glad I got it. It's been a really good buy, and a fantastic product. Recommended. I'm Rob from robnonphoto.com, and thanks for watching.